Hey, everybody, welcome to this episode of the Disc Golf Answer Man. All right, last question is from Nate.
Hi, guys. Just wanted to say great show, and McCall's a great addition to the team. Love what you guys
How much you paying these guys?
Yeah.
$20 a pop.
Dang. That's $40.
do, and keep it up.
be
My
poor
question
soon.
is how big should your disc bag be? I'm an intermediate golfer, and I'm wondering what slots I should be trying to fill. Because right now I have a 22 disc bag, and I just feel it's a little too much because when I go to grab a disc, I think that's the disc for the shot, but I'm not as familiar with it. Should I go to the disc that I'm more familiar with?
I've had that.
And I don't feel like I really should need to make that choice. It should just be that's the disc that I go to for the shot. So yeah, I guess what slots should I be looking to fill as an intermediate golfer? Part of it too is I don't have a great forehand. It's coming along, but I'm kind of capping right now at about 250 to 275, at least under control. So I kind of have to fill a lot of other slots with, some flippier discs. But yeah, just interested to see what you guys have for opinions as to what disc slot should be in your bag for your skill level. Thanks.
Yeah.
It's a good question.
First of all,
I don't think we've had that question.
No, that's a good question. And I would be proud of your 250 to 275 controlled forehand. Like that's really not bad, man. Like that's a great tool to have. I think I have a similar philosophy to Eric, but I carry a few more discs than he does. So talk about what you would do if you're just brand new setting up a bag. What slots do you need covered?
Well, for me, I strongly believe that a good, solid, straight flying, neutral mid-range and fairway driver, you can't go wrong with those two. Like, and I'm not just selling this disc, but the EMAC Truth and the Lucid Convict. Yep. Both of those discs are two must-have for just about anybody. Anybody can throw those discs, but they're nice, they're straight, they're neutral. Those two are must-haves. And then, as Bobby sends a text message,
cool.
no, I'm kidding. A decent driver, similar to like a Trespass, is another one that's great. For me, I like to keep it very, very simple. I don't like to have a whole lot of options in my bag, and I think a player learning their game, evolving their game, should really take that advice. And mainly because how many times have you stepped up to a tee pad and been like, well, like this happened last night, for instance. A guy told me, well, I don't know what to throw, if I should throw my Trespass or my sword. And to me,
incredibly similar discs.
I don't think you need both of those in the bag. I mean, I get it if you're just trying to learn them and trying to figure out which one you want in the bag. That makes perfect sense. But you really just got to grab one and stick to that one because there's really not one that one can do that the other can't necessarily. You just don't want to have to be on a tee pad and have to choose between 2 or 3 discs that are very similar. So just try to keep it a little more simple and learn technique, form, accurate shots before moving on to having a bag full of multiple different discs.
Sure. I would say, too, and the disc that you're talking about, especially the EMAC Truth and Lucid Convict, I mean, staples for me. I threw the Convict actually in a lot of wind this weekend, and it did really well. If I was just building an intermediate player's bag who has played some tournaments and is experienced but is looking to limit some molds, I would make sure that you have kind of 3 stabilities in each speed covered, which would be if you've got your distance drivers, if you've got, the arm to throw a distance driver, if you're throwing it, 300 to 380, 400, wherever. I would have overstable, straight, and understable. I'd want that in each of my speed categories, and that's kind of how I build my bag. Yep. Is I've got my defenders and enforcers. They're and I bag a trespass and a sheriff too. So in those, I've got all sorts of from overstable to understable, including just really super straight. And I think a neutral flying disc in each of those sections is a must. Like you need to have something that you can throw straight. Same thing for fairways for me. I've got criminals to convicts to escapes. and those go from overstable to understable. And then mid ranges, I have a Verdict, and I think I have 4 EMAC Truths right now, all in different stages of wear, overstable to understable. And then I do the same with my throwing putters. And I think if you have those stabilities covered in each speed area of your bag, you probably don't need a lot more than that. So for me, I could reasonably take out the Sheriff in favor of one of my bio defenders or a Trespass or something like that. But I've got a cart. I know what those discs do differently. I'm not worried about picking the wrong one. If you are, simplifying is the absolute way to go. Fast to slow and overstable to understable. Get those covered, and I think you can have a pretty good bag setup.
Yep.
That could be, I don't know, 12 to 15, 16 discs. Yeah, something like that.